Naturally beautiful, naturally beautiful, naturally beautiful, naturally beautiful, naturally beautiful.
Hi YouTube family, it's your girl Love Kisses 99, and I'm coming to you today with a tutorial. Now, just to start off, this hair started off as a platinum blonde, which is a 613, and this is the Eurasian straight hair from Her Hair Company. Now, I wasn't really sure which color I wanted to go with, but I decided to go with a deep navy blue with dark navy blue black roots. So I wanted to come through and show you from beginning to end how I achieved the color, the products that I used, and things like that. And the only part I didn't record is actually how I made my wig. I made my wig the same way I usually do. I sewed on the frontal, and then I just did my bundles left to right, right to left, all the way until the top where I closed it in, and then I was done. So I wanted to come through and show you this tutorial rather than just showing you the hair and kind of doing the same old thing. I wanted to come through and show you the process I used to color the hair. It was super easy. I actually consulted a colorist at the beauty store because I wanted to find out what products would work best, what products would give me the best results, and what would give me the prettiest blue that I wanted. I searched through, I can't even tell you how many colors that I searched through. I just kept searching until I found the one I wanted. Now, I went with I think they're a fairly new company, and I went with a different type of color than I would have normally gone through. I went with Age Beautiful, which I got this from Sally Beauty Supply. They have a wide array of colors. I went with 4B for the hair, and then I did a 1B on the roots, which is a blue black. And I want to show you the process that I used. Now, there is one part of the video which I'll explain while the video is going on. I used a amount of got to be glued on the closure in order to pray that it didn't get spots of blue on it, but in all honesty, it did. The next time I color hair on my frontal or closure, I will use like a petroleum jelly, a Vaseline, something like that, because it does prevent the bleeding when you're doing your color. And you know, with these frontals that start from blonde, they weren't one with dark roots. Had I gotten one with dark roots, it probably would have been a little bit easier, but I just went ahead and darkened the roots myself. You'll see that in the video, but definitely check it out. I absolutely love this hair. It colored beautifully. It gave me no issues. I didn't get any shedding. I didn't get any tangling. It just worked out beautifully. So you'll see the process beginning to end in the video. And what I will do is I'll come back in maybe 2 or 3 weeks and show you how it lasted. And one thing I did do when I spoke to the colorist, she said colors like this often bleed. So what I'll do is I'll mix this Ion Sapphire Semi-Permanent Cream Hair Color in with my shampoo or my conditioner, apply it to the hair when I wash it, just to keep that color from dulling out. It's still going to bleed out. That's what coloring does with these type of colors. So yeah, I'm going to use this Color Brilliance Gemstone, and this is Sapphire. And I'm trying to see if there's actually a number on it. There's no number. It just says Sapphire Semi-Permanent Cream Hair Color. So that's what I'm going to use to keep my color vibrant. So definitely stay tuned and check out the video. And I'm really loving this hair. It really flows beautifully. It gave me really no issues, and I love hair like that. So stay tuned for the video, and you'll see some close-up pictures at the end of the video just so you can see the color more vibrantly. I don't know if my lighting is blurring it out or if it's not as vibrant as it should be. Let me turn my light up a little bit. And there you go. You might be able to see it a little bit better now that I turned up my lighting, but this blue is gorgeous. And I wanted some new hair to rock out for the new year, and my birthday is in January, so this is the baby that I'm going to be wearing. So definitely check out the video. Don't forget, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'm hoping that you guys have had a beautiful holiday season. 2018 is on its way in. 2017 is on its way out. 2017 has been a difficult year for me and my family, but we always bounce back. Thank you, Jesus. So definitely check it out, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We have all of our bundles here. We have a 14-inch closure. We have a 14, 16, 18, and 20-inch bundles. So this is what the frontal looks like. The hair is actually so soft and just absolutely beautiful. And this is the underside of the frontal. And here you get a chance to see the bundles, and they are sewn perfectly. There were no loose threads, nothing like that. And here I was trying to get a really good close-up, and let's see if my camera's gonna focus. Yeah, there it is. You can see the bundles. They're tight, they're perfect. They were even easy to sew through, so I didn't have much of a problem with that. And here we're going to use a conditioner and shampoo, and it's from Blonde Brilliance. And this is a Cool Blondes lathering toner, and then the other one is a conditioner. These products are also available at Sally Beauty Supply, which is where I picked them up. And these were by referral from the colorist, so I went ahead and got those. And now we have just a regular large bucket that I'm going to use to put some water and squeeze a little bit of the toner into the water just to tone the frontal as well as the extensions. So we're going to check that out. I'll show you how I did it. It really was super easy. I could have done it in the sink, but this was easier for the purpose of the video to just do it in a clean pail. So that was easy for me. So I didn't take the bundles apart because I just felt like this was easier for me to maneuver until I start coloring. And we're also going to tone that frontal just so it'll take the color, and it should turn out perfect. That's what I was praying for at this point. So let me go grab some water and fill that up. And now I'm going to squeeze in a little bit of that Blonde Brilliance, and I'm going to swish it around just until it dissolves a bit. And I'm going to soak the extensions and the frontal in that water and Blonde Brilliance solution for about an hour. So here I'm just swishing it around, and I'm just going to put my bundles in. And even if the toner doesn't really dissolve all the way, it still doesn't really have a negative effect on the hair. So I'm just dipping it up and down, and you can see from this portion of the video that it is beginning to change color a little bit, the hair. So I'm going to go ahead and put in those other bundles as well as the frontal. So this process was super easy. So I just wanted to let you know, just coming up, I do have a photo of what it looks like toned just for a short period of time. I just wanted you to see what the hair looks like. And you can see a great big difference between the beginning and after they were toned for just a short period of time. And I'm just dipping that hair up and down and running my fingers through it. And you'll see in the next clip what it looks like. So I took it out of the toner for just a second so that you could see how it's changing and how it's no longer that 613, but this is what the bundles are looking like so far. I'm excited to get that color on just to see how beautiful it's going to color, but we just have to wait for just a second. So what I decided to do was put the bundles back in the toner for 60 minutes. And I also dropped my frontal in there. And now I'm just making sure that the bundles and the frontal are submerged in the toner. So I'm going to leave that for 60 minutes. and I timed it with my phone just so you could see how long it was taking. So I just let it do its thing for 60 minutes. And now we're going to use the 10 volume developer from Salon Care along with my 4B colors from Age Beautiful. I wasn't sure how many I was going to need, so I just decided to start mixing them one at a time. I knew I was going to need more than 2 or 3 boxes, so I did end up going back to Sally Beauty Supply and purchasing one more box. So these are the great colors that I used: Age Beautiful Anti-Aging Hair Color. And then this is the 1B, which is the color that I'm going to use for the roots, so that the roots are going to be a little bit darker, although they'll still have that blue tint. These are 1B Blue Black because I just wanted it to be a little bit easier in transition. And the color Brilliance is what I'm going to use when I shampoo the hair. I'll mix a couple ounces of this with the shampoo and conditioner that I use. After, you know, maybe a week or so, once I wash the hair, I'll be using the color Brilliance just in case the color washes out. We want to get that vibrancy back. So here is the frontal along with the 4 bundles. And I'm just combing it out. I didn't even get an opportunity yet to put any color on. This is what they look like wet, and I'm going to wait until they dry a little bit, and then we're going to deposit the color. The color comes out a little bit better if you make sure that the hair is dry. It has a tendency to cling to the hair more. So yeah, this is now the point where the bundles are drying, and I'm using this Got to Be Glued in order to protect the frontal. But let me say, from the onset, it did not work. I have little blue spots of color on my frontal. You can't see it when I'm wearing it, but when I take it off, you can definitely see a few little blue spots from the color. But I would suggest, instead of using this, you can use petroleum jelly, like a Vaseline or something, on the underside of your closure or frontal. Apply it just like this, and it does have a tendency to really protect that lace, and it won't usually bleed through, but I figured I'd show you the process anyway. Put that aside. So now we're going to mix the color with the 10 developer. Now these tubes of color are 2 ounces. So what I did is I used 2 ounces in the tube of the color, and then I went with 4 ounces, I think it was 6 ounces, I'm sorry, 6 ounces of the developer in order to mix it together. I wanted the blue to not be so dark, so this formula worked perfectly. So now I'm going to quickly show you how I apply the color to the hair, and I just repeated this process with all of the bundles. And I did let the color process on each bundle for 60 minutes, so I was sure to get that rich, deep color concentration on the bundles. And as you can see, I have my bundles on a hanger, which works perfectly well for me. I didn't want the bundles to be all over the place. After this, you'll see I take them off, flip it over, and make sure the color is all throughout. And I'm just using a regular brush that you use for coloring at this point. And I'm making sure to saturate the hair. I want to make sure that the color goes through front and back. You'll see me flip it over as well. But coloring this hair was super easy. I didn't get any tangling. I didn't get any shedding. It really came out absolutely, it was just so easy. So there you can see I flipped it over, and now I'm applying that color to the back of the bundles. And you can see a slight change so far in the color of the hair. And this color is really gentle on the hair. It doesn't make it brittle, it doesn't make it hard. It's just, the color is perfect. So initially I was going to go with black roots on the bundles, but I didn't even really need to do that. I was really concentrating on the roots of the frontal being darker. So I just repeated this process with each and every bundle. And now I take a comb just to make sure I'm working that color all the way through. And I repeated this process as I stated with all the bundles. And I just let them process for 60 minutes and we were good to go. And then I just rinsed it with cool water. And then I started making my wig. I'm just pressing that color to make sure that it's all the way through so I don't have any light spots. And then we're going to go with the 1B, the blue black for the roots. I placed the frontal onto my mannequin head that I used to make my wig. And I'm going to part it and show you how quickly I apply the color. I was trying to not get any of the blue black onto the frontal, and I did pretty good, but when this happens, you're going to have to maybe tone down the lightness of the lace on the frontal. You can dip it in like some dark tea and it'll really tint it really well. And I decided to use a small brush because I just felt like that big brush was going to give me problems. So I just went with an old makeup brush. And I'm just applying that color right below where the lace and the hair meet. And I'm just parting. This process took me a minute because I was just trying to work in small areas at a time. I didn't want to go too fast. I didn't want to go too hard with the color. I just wanted to make sure I was getting the hair only. And I'm holding the hair kind of tight just to keep it off of the lace. And you really want to take your time with this part. You don't want to get so much color on the lace and then you can't really do anything about it. So this part was a little tedious, but it didn't matter because I was more concerned with how it was going to turn out rather than, being concerned with the time that I was using. And as you can see, the color is starting to change already. And I did this all the way over to the other side just to make sure I hit that root area with the blue black. So as I go all the way around and finish up that frontal, I'm going to show you the next shot from when the frontal was completely toned at the roots. And as you can see, the color's really starting to change all throughout. And I worked diligently to not get any of the color on the lace, but there were little spots that I did end up getting on the lace, but it will not affect the wear because it's underneath and you can't see it. So I don't feel so bad about it. But next time I will use that Vaseline to protect the frontal, and you can use it for closures as well. And here I noticed that my part was a little wide, so I went in with a toothbrush. I wanted to get a little bit closer to the root without killing that lace. You can see that one little part that I pointed to, I did get a little bit of the color on that part, but I can use a little bit of concealer on that, and that way it's not so bad. So I went ahead and colored the rest of the frontal with the 4B, and here are the results. This is what my unit looks like after sewing my baby all together. So I'm hoping you enjoy this tutorial. If you have any comments, suggestions, or anything like that, you can please feel free to leave them down in the comments area. And I'm hoping you have an absolutely awesome day today. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.